There are 10 animals on this planet that can sense natural disasters before any human instrument detects them. Some feel it in the ground. Some hear frequencies we can't. And one predicted a disaster so accurately, scientists still can't fully explain how. Today, we explain every single one. Elephant. Elephants are the most well-documented disaster on Earth. Before the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, one of the deadliest in recorded history, elephants across Sri Lanka and Thailand began screaming, breaking their and running for higher ground. What they were detecting were infrasound waves, frequencies below 20 Hz. Elephants communicate in infrasound naturally, which means their bodies are essentially like biological seismographs. They can detect these low vibrations through both ears and the sensitive nerve. Scientists believe elephants can sense seismic activity from hundreds of miles away. Toads, 5 days before a magnitude 6.3 earthquake struck L'Aquila in Italy, the entire toad of a nearby breeding. Researchers who had been monitoring the unrelated study documented the disappearance in real time, making it one of the most scientific cases of ever recorded. Toads are believed ionospheric disturbances, changes in ground or chemistry caused by rock stress. What makes toads particularly reliable is that they return to the same ponds every year without fail. So when they leave suddenly, something has genuinely alarmed them at a biological level. Catfish. For centuries, Japanese folklore held that catfish could predict earthquakes, and modern science has started to take it seriously. Catfish are uniquely sensitive to changes in the Earth's electric field, which fluctuates significantly in the days before seismic activity as underground rock fractures and releases charged particles. Studies conducted in Japan found that catfish became dramatically more active and agitated in the 24 hours before nearby earthquakes. What makes catfish particularly interesting is their lateral line system, a series of sensory organs running along their body that detects minute changes in water pressure and electrical fields simultaneously. It essentially gives them a 360-degree environmental sensor no human technology currently replicates. And trust me, you don't want to miss number 8. It's probably the most surprising one on this list. Bird golden winged warbler. In 2014, a flock of golden winged warblers did something that stopped ornithologists cold. The birds had just arrived at their summer breeding ground in Tennessee after a 1,500-mile migration, and then immediately turned around and flew 1,500 miles back south. 2 days later, a devastating tornado outbreak tore through the exact area they had just abandoned, producing 84 confirmed tornadoes across multiple states. Researchers tracking the birds with geolocators confirmed the retreat happened a full day before any weather service issued warnings. Birds are believed to detect infrasound produced by large storm systems from distances exceeding 900 kilometers, far beyond the range of standard meteorological detection at the time. Shark. Before Hurricane Charlie made landfall in Florida in 2004, researchers tracking tagged blacktip and nurse sharks in coastal waters noticed something unusual. Every single tagged shark had moved into deep water days before the storm arrived. Sharks are believed to detect the drop in barometric pressure that precedes major storms through their lateral line system and inner ear, which are extraordinarily sensitive to pressure changes. What's significant is that this wasn't a gradual migration. It happened rapidly and simultaneously across the entire monitored population. The sharks didn't drift away, they fled. Scientists now believe shark migration patterns could serve as a reliable early indicator for hurricane landfall prediction. Flamingo. This is the one that genuinely surprises most people. Flamingos are not an animal most associated with survival instincts. They look lucrative, almost fragile. In 2001, Nal Saravar Bird Sanctuary in India, the entire flamingo population, over 150,000 birds, suddenly took flight and relocated before a massive earthquake and subsequent flooding struck the region. It makes flamingos remarkable disaster predictors, that they nest in large, flat, low-lying areas, exactly the kind of terrain most devastated by floods and earthquakes. For millions of years, they appear to have evolved an acute sensitivity to the precise environmental signals that threaten their habitat most. Their sensitivity to infrasound, barometric shifts, and ground vibration may operate in combination. Biological multi-sensor, no single instrument matches. Honeybee. Honeybees have been found to predict volcanic eruptions, puts them in a category almost no other animal occupies. Researchers studying bee colonies near the Etna volcano in Sicily found that bees became dramatically more agitated and disorganized inside their hives in the hours before eruptions, even minor ones that produced no visible surface signs. These are sensitive to changes in the Earth's magnetic field, atmospheric electricity, infrasound, all of which fluctuate before volcanic activity. What's remarkable is the scale of the disruption inside the hive. Bees that normally move in coordinated, efficient patterns and moving chaotically, as if the colony's internal communication system had been scrambled by whatever they were sensing outside. Elephant seal. Elephant seal earns the final spot for a reason that reframes everything above it. Every other animal on this list predicts disasters instinctively, sense something, and react. The elephant seal appears to predict them strategically. Research off the California coast found that elephant seals consistently avoid specific underwater zones in the days before seismic events, not by fleeing randomly, by choosing alternative routes, keep them away from fault lines with elevated stress signatures. They navigate around geological danger the way a GPS routes around traffic. Scientists believe they integrate seismic, magnetic, and pressure data simultaneously through senses we don't yet fully understand. They don't just feel the disaster coming, they plan around it. And that's every animal that can predict natural disasters explained. Which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments, we read every single one. If you learned something new today, make sure you subscribe. We drop a new video every week.